So, why is it that I'm still trying to hold on to this evidence even though they've already had court without me? Well, because the evidence shows that I was defending myself every step of the way. It shows I was trying to do the right thing. The cops just wouldn't do their fucking jobs. The Bollingers just didn't give a fuck. They kept lying to me. People like Danica Garner and Rochelle Shelley Campbell and their friends that they sent after me so that they're magically washed of their sins. I want my life to be over because I can't see my loved ones. I don't know how to get all of this shit out there to show you all. Seriously, that much has happened. Meanwhile, I have to come up with money to live on while people are fucking stealing my shit. And it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. It doesn't matter if it's this girl or if it's the fucking cop who's gonna harass me next Monday or fucking next Wednesday. Or the fucking asshat who wants to fucking tow my vehicle while I'm going to the bathroom. If it's not one thing, it's another. And that's the country we live in. We live in a country full of bigots. They hate lesbians, they hate black people, they hate white people, they hate women, they hate men. You know, it's just a bunch of haters running around hating everybody, calling everybody a bunch of haters. Meanwhile, at no point in time does the truth matter. What matters is, does anybody care? And that was the whole point of making that video about public opinion way back when Natalie fucking first ended up dead. I was convicted by public opinion. I never had an honest day in court. Bless you. Ted Bollinger, the rapist, got away scot-free. Hell, he's the luckiest rapist I know. Not only did his victim end up dead, so she can't testify against him, but he got paid thousands of dollars for her death. He got to go on vacation for her death. The police helped the man. The man raped his own goddamn daughter, for shit's sake. Now, y'all notice I've been showing you a lot of the drunks, a lot of the junkies, a lot of the alcoholics. These are the people that Natalie hung out with while she was homeless. And she wasn't ever actually homeless. That's something people aren't getting through their heads. She had her romanticized version of homelessness based on drug use and fucking sex while on drugs. Cash ain't a good person. She dated him. He wanted to stab Desiree, and she wasn't there to stab, so he was trying to find random people to go stab at the high school. Random people. Why didn't Cash stab anybody that day? Because I kept stepping in between him and the people he was trying to shank. The way I was painted, people were afraid to let their names come forward. They were afraid to have their names associated with mine, even the ones willing to help. And that's why I'll never get an honest day in court. Meanwhile, I gotta go ask people with a history of being predatory towards me for help, and instead they treat me completely like shit. My dad had 10,000 things he wanted me to do when I got there. I already knew what I needed to get done. But I couldn't do the things that I needed to get done because my dad wanted me to do these other things. These other things that I explained to him weren't going to work. But he looked it up. Well, apparently, he has a very, very terrible reading comprehension level. Because the things that he said he looked up, he was wrong about. So where did he look it up? Some sloop site? Dude, was he looking this shit up on the fucking Onion? Is that where he was looking? That's the thing. Without an honest fucking day in court, without being allowed to show evidence, without being allowed to make a report against these officers, I mean, holy fuck, what are you expecting me to do here? These guys wipe each other's asses and kiss each other's infants. When it turns out that your partner is a rapist, what do? You stick up for him because you're fucking filthy. You're dirty cops. And there aren't very many cops that aren't dirty. Same thing with nurses and doctors. And don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for nurses and doctors. But the way that they treat people the police take in, these people are hysterical for a fucking reason. I was hysterical because of the way the police treated me. Michelle Rodriguez was fucking hysterical over the way the police treated her. Teresa Massilia was fucking hysterical over the way the police treated her. The police refused to do their goddamn jobs. I was selected because I was easiest to victimize. Because I had nobody in my corner, and to this day I have nobody in my corner. I mean that. Because to this day, Miss Peaches hasn't made a whole hell of a lot of effort to try to get the media to take a look. She has made almost no effort to get these people to take her report. It's been over a year and a half. Now she keeps saying she's gonna, but Tabby said she was gonna too. Graham said he was gonna too. Katie Cahill said she was gonna too. But then they couldn't. They kept on blowing me off and blowing me off and blowing me off and blowing me off, making empty promises, leaving no way to fucking communicate though. And all these people who came at me because of public opinion, I was never allowed to defend myself against. Meanwhile, these Facebook groups that are supposed to be Natalie groups, they're Sean Schwartz hate groups. And y'all want me to shut the fuck up. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Christine Boo Heat, I hope you fucking choke to death on a fucking balloon. I hope it's scary as shit. And I hope people just watch. What you did to me was wrong, Christine. There's a lot of evidence on Christine's Facebook. Christine pulled a lot of shady shit because she didn't want to lose her housing. See, she was all gung-ho until they gave her free shit, and then she fucking stabbed me in the back. Is Christine somebody I'm used to seeing have do that? Well, yeah. She's done it to Mobley, she's done it to Rabbit, she's done it to lots of people. She's a junkie. It's what they do. Now that bullshit that Rick McCormick said in the interview that he's got on here on my YouTube, he said some things because he felt his manhood was challenged. Because I said those things in public. He felt his manhood was challenged. Meanwhile, that stuff from Christine Boo Heat, well, he admitted everything that he was trying to contradict on YouTube. He admitted that all on Christine's old Facebook. But Christine got housing, so she folded. Me, I didn't get housing. I had housing. It was taken from me. It was stolen from me. And every time that I tried to make a fucking police report, including the day that Natalie fucking disappeared, I finally, after a whole year of trying to get Miss Peaches to find the time to fucking listen, she finally was willing to make the time to listen. All we had to do was eat dinner. Cook dinner, eat dinner, and get to fucking business. And I could take these fucking little whores to court. I could take Natalie to court for the bullshit that she pulled and the fucking slander on that protection order. I could take Alicia to court and Maddie to court and Ken and Leah to court for the bullshit that they pulled. But without the public giving a shit, with the public set and hateful towards me because I was never allowed to defend myself, it's pretty fucked up. I needed these people to document what the fuck was going on so that I could defend myself against these fucking monsters. The police did everything that they could to help the Bollingers, and everything that they could not to help me. The police assaulted me and fucking slandered my goddamn name. Poor people have no rights, and there is no cop in America who has shown me otherwise. Not even Officer Abel Ramos. See, that's the good cop, bad cop routine. Just because they're talking nice doesn't mean they're doing nice things. I tried being 100% completely honest right from the fucking start. But no, I gotta deal with people's lives. Ooh, Dan McCartney, EOW 1818, Pierce County Sheriff. Gone but not forgotten. Well, I'm glad that son of a bitch is dead. That's the county I'm in right now. The thing is, no money means no rights. I don't want to hear about how soldiers are fighting for the Constitution for us. Because we're not entitled to the Constitution. We have no part in the Constitution. The Constitution applies to rich people who can buy it, and nobody else. The police can do whatever the fuck they want and just refuse to take a police report, and it's fine. If the police in Chapel, Nebraska had actually done their fucking jobs when they first found out that a disabled person was being threatened, yeah, I could have used that in court to help defend myself, but those cops wouldn't do their jobs in Chapel, Nebraska either. And afterwards, you guys notice that almost all of the people who tried to turn in the police in these stories that have been in the news lately ended up going to institutions where they were forcibly injected with drugs. So, these hospitals are obviously in the wrong in doing this. They're obviously working together with the police to make sure that this happens. These facilities are protecting bad police officers. And you don't want to believe so because these are doctors and nurses. Well, no. There was actually only one doctor at Clearview. I saw him maybe 5 minutes the whole time I was there, and that includes the time that he spent talking to the other patients. The orderly type folks there, most of them are still going to fucking college. They don't know fucking the first thing about anything. They're glorified babysitters. And unfortunately, they were glorified babysitters in the state of Colorado who saw the news in Colorado and had the same bias in Colorado that pretty much everybody in Colorado had against me. Because I was never allowed to defend myself. I would have loved to go to that court date on the 22nd of December to show Natalie the shit that her fucking friends were putting me through over shit I didn't fucking do. If Natalie were alive today, I'd be trying to sue her for fucking slander. The things that were in that protection order were fucking slander and outright lies. With a little hint of the truth here and there. But no, I couldn't get anybody to fucking care. It's all pretty fucking words. I'm getting assaulted. So I'm not going to see any of my loved ones. I'm not going to see any of my friends because I don't want confrontation. I don't want to get assaulted. Because if I get assaulted, I get charged with assault. So I stay away from the area. I stay away from those fucking people. I don't get to see my loved ones because these fucking druggies live in the same area as my loved ones. Meanwhile, I get a bunch of pretty fucking words out of people. You know, in a year and a half, Shannon Alvarado couldn't find the time to make a police report. Neither could Dan Fabert. Neither could Katie Cahill. Neither could Graham. Neither could Tabby. Neither could Peaches. None of these people in a year and a half have gotten off their ass to do what it is that they said they'd do. And then they want to get pissed off when I check them on it. You know, it didn't take Kara Johnson a year and a half to make a police report when I threatened the President of the United States, now did it? Now, why is it that I went and threatened the President of the United States instead of asking one of these people who said they'd help for help? Because they had not helped. They had not helped. They had not made a police report. They hadn't done a goddamn thing except give me empty fucking promises. The only people that the cops would listen to is the ones who were on the Bollinger side, because these officers needed to hide what their fellow officers were doing. And in doing so, they broke the law as well. Nobody would help me when I was assaulted. Nobody would even fucking fill out a report. Fuck the police. Fuck the police here in Tacoma. Fuck the police in Seattle.
I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
My nephews are sitting in Seattle Airport alone by themselves, a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old. A babysitter left them last night in the fucking motel.
What are they doing there?
My cousin, she went into to make some money, and she got stranded in Auburn, and her kids are in C-Tech, and the babysitter left them last night. And he just kind of got a hold of his mom, saying that they've been in the motel by themselves all night.
We'll make some calls if need be. We'll.
So I can catch the bus at at 10:20 to C-Tech, right where we were at. But I'm gonna talk to somebody, so I'll be right back.
All right.
My son's still in your car. I'm just letting you know.
You're good.
Okay.
These people played victim, and I was never allowed to show evidence. Was never allowed to show it to the judges. Was never allowed to show it to the police. Was never allowed to show it to the courts. Was never allowed to show it to my public pretenders. And you want to talk about how American justice is the greatest justice in the world? Fuck you! Victimizing the poor is not fucking justice, you cunt!